Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back, Blakesley Field. Blakesley Field or Blakesley Stadium. I'm not sure what they call it here exactly, to tell you the truth. But
we'll just call it the Blake.
We'll call it the Blake. Is what they call it here. We are in Mankato, Minnesota. Thunderwolves and the Mavericks getting set to do battle. Joe will keep an eye on the coin toss. I'll give you the starting lineups. We'll do the Thunderwolves defense today. Cornerback will be Marcus Lawrence, 6'2", 189-pound junior out of Aurora's Grandview High School. Emory Taylor, 5'10", 172-pound senior out of Aurora, went to Columbine High School. The safeties, Jamal Sears, 6'2", 201-pound senior out of Surprise, Arizona, along with Corey McClellan, 6'2", 187-pound redshirt freshman out of Monument. He went to Palmer Ridge High School. James Maxey, one of the linebackers, 6'1", 230-pound senior out of Parker. He went to Ponderosa High. Kyle Rosenbrock, 6', 228-pound senior out of Brush, Colorado. Max Gonzalez, 5'11", 228-pound sophomore out of Aurora. He went to Cherokee Trail High School. Trevor Filio, 6'3", 241-pound junior out of Denver, went to Cherry Creek High School. The defensive lineman, Jackson Wibbles, 6'1", 243-pound senior out of Colorado Springs, went to Pine Creek High. The other defensive end is Frank Umu, 280-pound junior, 6'5", 280-pound junior out of Littleton. He went to Heritage High School. And Trey Botts, the nose guard, 6'3", 305-pound sophomore out of Parker. He went to Lutheran High. John Riston, the head coach, proud member of the class of 84. The Mavericks will go this way. Quarterback Ryan Schlichte. He'll be joined by Nate Gunn. And the wide receivers are Jalen Sample, Justin Arnold, and Shane Zylstra. 14 touchdown passes, 1,200 yards receiving on the year. The tight end is Tyler Schmidt. The tackles, Evan Helm and Jared Gosson. The guards are Carter Dowdo and Hunter Topple. Brandon Grants is the center. The head coach is Todd Hoffner. Joe, what happened on the coin toss?
Csu-Pueblo lost the coin toss, so Minnesota State elected to defer to the second half. They will be kicking off from right to left, which I believe is east to west, with the wind. And Csu-Pueblo will be receiving and moving from left to right on your radio dial. They'll be in there all whites, white pants, white tops, and white hats.
Red numerals in Minnesota State, as Joe mentioned, they purple. They look like the Vikings with black pants, though, this year. They got a lot of different combinations they can go to. They got that yellow they can sprinkle in there as well. That's what their numbers are.
Well, and the good guys wear white. This is what Csu-Pueblo won their natty in. So,
well, Ashton Garner is going to kick off here. And it's going to be key early on in this ball game, Joe. It's up to the Thunderbolts offense to, at the very least, get some field position here, working into this stiff breeze. That'll be one of the things to watch here early on. And the ball's already blown off the tee, so you have an idea how hard the wind is whipping. It has picked up quite a bit here just in the last half hour, as the precipitation has kind of gone away. Not raining near as much as it was, a little sprinkle in the air.
Well, I watched Ashton Garner in the warm-ups, and he's got a nice leg from Mississippi. Then it fell off again. Now you got to have it hold.
Yep, now you got to bring in somebody to hold it. Mitchell and looks like Diggs back there. Diggs back deep to receive the kick here for the Thunderwolves.
Now forgive us because we have a pane of glass that is fogged on the inside and covered with water on the outside.
Yeah, it is a little tough here, but we'll make our way through it. We've been in worse. It's better than that plexiglass we looked through there in northwest Oklahoma that one year.
Where we lost our retinas.
Now we're set to go. Ball being held. Kick is away. And it'll sail inside the 5 and picked up by Diggs. He's in trouble. Gets it across the 5, across the 10, out to about the 15-yard line. So a mistake right away by the Thunderbolts, not handling the kickoff cleanly by Isaiah Diggs. Actually let the ball hit and then picked it up. I think he was hoping it would hit and bounce on into the end zone, and it didn't do it.
Well, again, it got some air time, and it was their great hang time, and it just kept going. You know, it's that home run you don't think is going to go out of the ballpark.
So the Thunderbolts already a first down behind the 8 ball, starting from their own 15-yard line. And it will be Marcus Lindsay, the starting tailback today. He's in there with Kittner to start this first series. Trips to the right here for the Thunderbolts. Single wide out left, so they spread the formation. They are going to hand it to Lindsay up the middle. He bangs his way in there and gets maybe a yard on the play out to about the 16, and the fans come to life, the ones that have braved the elements and are here. Gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Pack.
Yeah, it was just kind of a nice little run for everybody to shake off the dust and hit somebody.
Fine in the game. He splits wide to the right. Williams is in the slot to the right. Lindsay remains the tailback. They go to the double tight end set. They both line up on the left side of the formation, do Albertini and Garrett on this set. And going to roll to the right, look right, fire right, and Williams drops the pass out across the 20. He would have had the 22-yard line, but Thunderbolts dropped 9 passes in the game last year here, and they start this game off with a drop.
I'm not sure I'd put all of that on Nick Williams' shoulders. The ball was behind him, but those are the kind of plays you have to make in the second round of the Division II playoffs.
Yeah, it would have been a little 3rd down and 2 situation. Now 3rd and 9, you're really up against it here. They stay with the double tie. Now they're going to bring in the wide receivers now and go to spread the formation. Trips to the right, single wide out left. As Diggs and Fine are in the game. Now Lindsay in motion to the right side. Quarterback draw called by Kitney. He gets across the 15 out to about the 20, maybe the 21-yard line before he's hit down there. Good play by the linebackers flying in there for Minnesota State. Looked like, I'm not sure.
No, that was Zach Robertson.
Yeah, okay.
Not a good series to open the game for Csu-Pueblo.
They're 4 yards short of the first down, so Dwinell will have to punt into this stiff breeze here. Return man standing at about the 45-yard line here for the Mavericks. Going to go rugby style on the kick. Low end over end job. Hits at the 40, 45. Rolls dead right at midfield. And Minnesota State will start with excellent field position for their first series on offense to start this game.
They have actual divot fixers tonight. There's people actually going out and punching down the divots like it was polo.
Well, Joe, there's that old joke, what was the turning point of the game? And sometimes you say it was the coin toss. You hope that isn't the case here. Is Minnesota State able to get the job done on defense, force the Thunderbolts into terrible field position, then get them on a 3 and out. Now they start at midfield. That's the advantage of sometimes starting the game by kicking off. Thunderbolts had the choice. They could have elected to kick off if they wanted to.
No. Minnesota State won the coin toss.
They deferred, though, so the Thunderbolts had the choice.
Oh,
so the
yeah,
Thunderbolts could have chosen to kick off. They run up the middle to the 49-yard line, so it's a gain of 1 by Gunn. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Well, and the focus for the boys in white today is going to be number 23. Nate Gunn is the all-time leading rusher here at Minnesota State, and he will have all the attention of Csu-Pueblo.
2nd down and 9. Ball's right in the middle of the field, right at the 49-yard line of the Thunderbolts, right on the Maverick logo. Wide out to each side.
Marcus Lawrence on Zylstra.
Straight drop back, look right, fire right, caught by the tight end across the 45 down to the 44-yard line.
Nice tackle by Amu Agustino.
Tight end is Blake Vermont.
Switching numbers on us.
Exactly. It tested us early, didn't they, on that one? So 3rd down and 4 from the 44-yard line. Vermont was listed as 82, but they came and made that announcement to us. He was going to wear 83 today, and immediately right into the action. So thanks for that heads up on that one. 3rd and 4 here for the Mavericks. Straight drop back. Look over the middle. Here comes pressure. Now they flush him out of the pocket across the 45. He's got the first down. He hit hard at about the 39-yard line. He paid a heavy price, but it is a first down carry for Ryan Schlichty.
Yeah, Kyle Rosenbrock met him at the line to gain and hit him pretty good, but by that time it was already a first down.
So 1st and 10 Mavericks at the 39-yard line of the Thunderbolts. No score here. 12:05 to go in the first quarter.
That was just a 3-man rush, and Schlichty was able to escape.
From the gun, and Gunn is on the right hip of Schlichty. He takes the carry up the middle, bangs through there for about 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Fans are well schooled here in the run game here. They applaud vigorously that 5-yard run. They know how, well, even John Riston said yards are critical in this game. Inches are critical. 2nd and 5 for the Mavericks from the 34-yard line of the Thunderwolves. On the move here with great field position to start their first drive of the game. Double wide out left this time. Single wide out right. Empty backfield. Schlichty will just take the straight carry right up the middle. He's got the first down and more. He's into the secondary. Across the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Mavericks. It's a straight follow play that time by Schlichty, and he broke through the line of scrimmage and races on into the end zone to get Minnesota State on the board here early.
John, what did John Riston talk about? Tackling. That was poor tackling by Csu-Pueblo. Schlichty was in the graphs at least twice on that run. Broke free and scored.
Well, much like the Thunderwolves do, they come out with this gimmick formation here on their extra point try here, but now they will get out of that after they count the numbers and line up conventional. Luke Williams in to try the extra point. 56 out of 57 this year. Late man coming in. They didn't have the proper lineup. Now they're set. 2 on the play clock. And they will not get it off. It'll be delay a game. So Minnesota State going to have to try the extra point from 5 yards further back here. So I think the guilty party there was Destin Woody, who was not in the game and had to come over and line up on the right side of the formation. You don't waste a timeout in that situation. You got to hope your kicker can bank one home from 25 yards, Joe. You don't waste a timeout for that. Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 11:16 to go here in the first quarter. The home team strikes first. They lead it 7-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato, Minnesota. It'll be Mitchell to try the kickoff return from the 5. He's across the 10, 15. Hesitates a bit and is taken down at the 18-yard line. Kind of ran into a wall there, and definitely momentum early in this game, all Minnesota State.
Special teamer Chase Divitt took on a blocker and made the tackle.
So the Thunderwolves will start this drive from their own 18-yard line. They started the first drive from the 15.
You know, you put your hand up there, you're at the 25.
That's true, Joe.
But John Riston likes his guys to return the kicks because you just never know what can happen.
Double wide out left. Double tight end set. Guerra in motion to the left side of the formation. He resets. They're going to hand it off the left side to Lindsay. He's got a good hold this time. Out across the 20, 25, out to the 30-yard line. First down run by Marcus Lindsay for the Thunderwolves. Picks up 12 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10.
Good hard run, and that what sprung him there was the block by Preston Guerra, who motioned to that side of the field and got a nice steal on the edge.
Now Thunderwolves will bring in Gunnar Lamphere to play quarterback, along with Nick Bingham. So the two backs in the backfield are Bingham and Lindsay. From the gun, it's Lamphere. Double wide out right. Fine and Williams to the right side of the formation. Again, they're going to give the ball to Lindsay off the left side. Puts his foot in the ground. Dives forward for a gain of about 3. Out to the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Pack.
Again, running the football is a must for Csu. I know John wants to throw it a little bit more today than probably usual, but he's going to have to establish the run game a little bit.
Now Kitna comes back in the game here on a 2nd down and 7 call. Guerra remains in the game. He lines up on the left side along with Albertini. They give the ball at the middle of Lindsay, puts his head down and gets maybe a yard this time, and they gang tackle. They're ripping at that football. Now the whistle's blown. They're trying to get that ball out of there. So gain of a yard. It'll be 3rd down and 6 now for the Thunderwolves.
Again, we watched him before the game. This Cole Schroedermeyer, he was talking smack. That right then, he was like throwing punches at the ball and then talking smack.
Yeah, he's definitely an irritant.
Yeah, that's what he probably gets paid for, is to be that guy. To be that guy.
Williams and Fine split wide to the right here. Lindsay remains in the game on the left hip. Garrett comes in motion to the right side, resets. And they're going to run it around the right side with Lindsay, and he's hit immediately, gets maybe a yard on the play, and the Thunderwolves are going to have to punt the ball away here on 4th and 5 from their own 35. Tried to run the play to the right side that time with Guerra as the lead blocker, but Minnesota State was ready that time.
Well, Hunter Alderson was on the block with the offensive lineman, and he just didn't sustain his block long enough. He ran right into the running back.
So Dwinell last time went to the rugby-style kick. Got a decent kick, about 35 yards the last kick. Into the stiff breeze here. He'll take the snap. He's going to go more conventional this time. Booms it, spiraling kick, knifes through the wind. It's caught at the 28, slipping down and hit at the 29-yard line as the returner as it went into the hands of Parrish Morrow. And no return on the play. So good punt that time by Dwinell. So at the 29-yard line is where Minnesota State will start this drive. They lead it 7-0. Scored on their first drive of the game. Schlichty a 34-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, it took them 5 plays. They went 50 yards and 216.
Thunderwolves defense now making their way out to the field from the sideline. Minnesota State's already there waiting for them. The officials put the ball in play. We're ready to go.
And this is J.D. Ikawa.
Yeah, they alternate quarterbacks. He'll take the snap, straight drop back. Looks over the middle, fires down the middle of the field. He's got a man open, deflected, intercepted by Acasatino for the Thunderwolves at the 40-yard line. Ball was deflected by the intended receiver, and it kind of slowed it up, and Acasatino with good hands there alertly hauls it in, and the Thunderwolves take over at the 41-yard line.
Csu-Pueblo leads the nation in turnovers. And turnovers gained in interceptions and fumbles, and that's Amalu Agusatino is one of those opportunistic safeties.
We got a fan right down below us here yelling at the coach's box. So, we ran the ball down the throat and you try a pass play like that, and look what happens.
Threw it to Shane Zylstra, who's probably going to go pro.
Exactly. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Lamphere, the quarterback, he's going to keep it around the right side. Stiff arm, turns the corner, dives out across the 45. What are they going to say? His knee's down right there. So a gain of 4. Man, he was close to breaking that one, Joe, but the footing just a little out from under him there.
Well, remember, he's a quarterback. Gunner the runner.
So gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. If he's somehow able to keep upright around this right side, it was clear sailing. He'll remain in the game here on 2nd and 6. Play action. He's going to run the follow play around the right side. Gets a block this time. Dives across the 50. He's close to the 1st down. They're going to say he's a yard short, though.
Again, leading in that time was Marcus Lindsay, who's had the last 3 weeks has just had excellent lead blocks.
So 3rd and a yard now for the Thunderwolves, right at midfield here, trying to take advantage of this early turnover. They trail it 7-0. Crowd comes to life here.
You don't like them this far deep when it's a half a yard.
Lamphere from the gun. He hands it off to Lindsay, and Lindsay's throwing for a 2-yard loss. The defense smelled it and throw him for the loss. It'll be 4th down. The Thunderwolves have to punt the ball away here on 4th and 2 from the 49-yard line. That play never had a chance.
Well, and that was a read option with Gunner, and he decided to give it to Marcus Lindsay instead of keeping it himself. I think it was snuffed either way.
So Dronell punted away, stands at his own 35-yard line. 2 deep safeties here this time. It's Morrow and Tayshawn Brooks. Good snap. Kick is away. Driving kick this time. The wind hits it, but it's going to be handled at the 14-yard line. Chance for the return by Brooks, but he goes nowhere. Gets maybe a couple on the return to the 16-yard line. So the Thunderbolts finally get some field position here for their defense to operate. They trail it 7-0. 6:39 to go here in the first quarter.
Unable to take advantage of the interception, though.
Yeah, especially when you've got a 3rd and short, 3rd and a yard there, and just unable to punch it in there, Joe. But again, as you mentioned, I hate the shotgun formation.
When you need a half a yard, you go the bush push, you move the chains. It's not that hard. Schlichty back in.
Schlichty's back in there with looks like maybe Taramina this time. No, it is Gunn. Doesn't hand it off. He runs the follow play around the left side. I don't think that's the starting running back. It's might have been Justin Arnold. He plays a lot of slot back, but he was in the backfield that day. Now he splits out here to the left.
And that is
Gunn's in there now on the right hip of Schlichty. 2nd down and 8 from the 19-yard line. Fake it. Schlichty goes up the middle. Bangs his way in there across the 20 to about the 23-yard line before they blow the whistle. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3 now for the Mavericks.
And they're keying on Gunn, so Schlichty sees those openings and those read options.
Checking into the ball game now is Jalen Sample. Coming out of the ball game, the tight end Vermolm. Schlichty wide to the left here. He's the man to watch. He's the man they were trying to get it to deep on the last series when they had the interception. Went off his hands right into the hands of Acasatino. He's locked up in single coverage over here on this right side by Marcus Lawrence. Here on 3rd down and 3. Straight drop back by Schlichty. He looks left, fires up the left sideline. Jump ball situation incomplete. A lot of holding, a lot of pushing and shoving. The fans or the players along the bench wanted interference. There was a back shoulder throw to Schlichty, but good coverage.
Well, Zylstra's feet went right out from under him. He he didn't even contest that because he turned for the back shoulder throw and his feet went right out from under it.
So punting situation here for the Mavericks. That means a chance for Isaiah Diggs. He stands back at his own 30. He might want to get back about a yard or two, I would think, here for the punt by Luke Williams. Thunderwolves all up along the line of scrimmage. They're wanting to come in there and block him. High kick. The wind hits it. Diggs takes it at the 33, drops it. It's on the deck. It's loose, and the Thunderwolves still scrambling for it. They pick it up back inside the 20 by Acasatino alertly, but they lose all that field position. It's back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
I don't remember Isaiah Diggs fumbling a punt this year.
And he just never looked comfortable under that one. So it's going to be marked all the way back to the 17-yard line after the umpire tax. So that's where the Thunderwolves will start this possession.
Hey, I think they'll be happy to pay that tax as long as they get the ball.
Exactly. That could have been disastrous there. So it'll be Kitten at quarterback on this series. Lindsey the back, right on his right hip. And they're going to fake it and roll to the left. Pass to Guerra around the left side, turns the corner, puts his head down, looks for contact, gets out across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. Decent play that time for the Thunderwolves. They pick up 5.
You wonder if you get called for targeting if you're the guy with the ball. Because Preston Guerra puts his head down every time to go at somebody when he's got the football.
So it'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Pack. Ball's on the left hash mark. Fine and Williams split wide to the right. Williams is in the slot right on the hash marks. Guerra in motion to the right side, resets. And they're going to fake it to Lindsey. Now look over the middle. Wide open as Gary's got it for the first down out across the 35 to the 38-yard line. Had to go down to his knees to make the catch. If he could have stayed upright there, had that whole middle of the field to work with.
Nice throw by Jordan Kitna. And way to sell it.
Yeah, he held that ball in the belly of Lindsey for quite some time there before pulling it out and then rifling it down the middle of the field. Allowed Garrett to get some depth. So 1st and 10, Thunderwolves out at the 38-yard line of the Mavericks. Williams comes in motion. They fake the jet sweep, run the left side to Lindsey, spins to about the 39-yard line. He'll pick up a yard. Tried to freeze the linebackers that time of the Mavericks with the jet sweep action by Williams. They more or less fake it to him and then give it on a kind of a counter reverse, I guess you'd call it, to Lindsey there.
Yeah, there was nothing there, though. Minnesota State did a great job just staying home.
It'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Thunderwolves. Clock rolls. We're down to 3:35 to go here in this first quarter. Minnesota State leads at 7-0. Final split wide to the right. Williams to the left this time. Extra tight end Guerra is behind Albertini on the right side. Now Fine goes in motion to the left side. They give the ball to Lindsey right up the middle. Plows through there. Bangs his way forward. He's got the first down across midfield down to the 46-yard line. Good straight ahead run that time by Marcus Lindsey.
You know, he reminded me of that one, that carry.
His brother, maybe.
Yeah, his brother. Do you remember Bronco Phillip Lindsey?
So 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves at the 46-yard line of the Mavericks. They didn't make it into Maverick territory in the last, but they had it at midfield, remember, on the 3rd and 1 and had to punt it away, and they lost a yard. So
Michi now in.
And they fake it, and Lamphere going to keep it and thrown down for a loss back at the 47-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play, knifing in there.
Schroedermeyer.
Our favorite. Well, he backs it up at least.
Well, he plays with fire, but you know me in taunting. I just don't like it. But hey, more power to him.
So 2nd and 11 now for the Thunderwolves.
That's Ole Miss if they like taunting.
Yeah, that's true. It cost them a ball game, didn't it? Lamphere remains in there. Jamin O'Neal in the ball game in the slot to the left. They fake it. Now they look left. Now Gunner going to run around the left edge, pointing to direct traffic, dives forward for a yard before he is hauled down. He was trying to get somebody to work his way back to him. He had O'Neal and Williams in the pattern over there. In fact, they're not going to give him the yard. They're going to say it's no gain on the play, so it'll be 3rd down and 11 now from the 47-yard line of the Mavericks.
Yeah, there wasn't much room to work back toward him, and great coverage by the Mavs.
Kitna back in the game now with Michi as the back. Fine is wide to the right. Williams to the left, along with Diggs. Looks like Amon Johnson in the game for the first time in the slot to the left as well. Straight drop back by Kitna. Here comes pressure, and they've got him sacked back inside the 50 at the 46-yard line. It just blew through there on that defensive left side.
Yeah, Hunter Alderson just had no answer for Braden Thomas. None.
Braden Thomas, a junior out of Bismarck, North Dakota, and he was in there, and Kitna just had to eat it.
That was just a bull rush from the left side.
So punt formation for Dwinell, his third punt of the day. Fourth punt, I should say. Here's the kick. It's away. Low driving kick this time. Got some rope. They call fair catch. Signal for him bobbled if it handled at the 20-yard line. Boy, I thought he had some chances there for Morrow to return the punt there, but he elected to call the fair catch.
Fast-moving first quarter.
Predominantly on the ground here in this game. We've seen some passes, but they've been relatively high percentage. A couple of deep shots taken by Minnesota State. One resulted in an interception. So they lead the game 7-0. They start this drive from their own 19-yard line here. 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. And Ikawa, the quarterback this time, and he hands it off up the middle and going pretty much nowhere. There may be a yard or two on forward progress to the 21-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. As Gunn found some tough sledding in there.
Marcus Lawrence one-on-one on Shane Zylstra on the far outside. Keep an eye on that.
2nd down and 8 from the 21-yard line. Ikawa, the quarterback on this possession for the Mavericks. Play action, setting in the pocket of Cowler. Here comes pressure. They hit him, and they've got him. He breaks the tackle, though, across the 20, 25, 30, 35, out to about the 40-yard line. He took a lot of shots there, but he's a big, tough dude. Thunderbolts had him for the sack, but couldn't wrap him up, and he's able to leak out and get big yardage. And that will be the final play of the first quarter. Home team leads it here. Minnesota State on top, 7-0 at the end of one. Thunderbolts football on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back to Mankato, Minnesota. Thunderbolts trailing at the end of one here, 7-0. Joe, I noticed the fog kind of going away here from our window here.
The fog is lifted. It'll be back.
The defroster element working.
It'll be back.
1st and 10 for the Mavericks from their own 40-yard line. Double wide out to the right this time. Ikawa remains at quarterback, hands it off to Gunn around the right side. He's going to be thrown for a loss this time as Rosenbrock has him. He never goes to the turf, trying to hold him up and then rip the ball away. It's going to be a loss of a yard on the play back to the 39-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for the Mavericks. Well, Gunn has never had a lot of success against the Thunderbolts. He's been efficient, but hasn't had one of those breakout games that he's very capable of. So far, it's been the quarterbacks that have hurt the Thunderbolts running the football today here. 2nd and 11 from the 39. Fake the jet sweep, Ikawa up the middle, and he is hit as he comes across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Okay, Kaumu got in on him there, along with Wibbles at the 43. So gain of 4. It's going to be 3rd down and 7. Important for the Thunderbolts defense now. They have the wind in this quarter. They need to get them off the field here and try to establish some field position of their own here. Minnesota State, on the other hand, they're thinking, Joe, let's keep moving the chains, work it up the field here.
Play clock down to 10. And this is Csu-Pueblo's Delta defense, 1 down lineman. The rest are linebackers.
Ziltra's in the slot to the right this time. Straight drop back by Ikawa. He looks over the middle, now comes across the middle. Deep pass is caught inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line. What a shot that was down the middle of the field. And Jalen Sample on the grab at the 21-yard line.
Yeah, Jamal Sears in single coverage and just got beat.
Boy, what a rifle shot that was into the wind by Ikawa.
He had so much time.
Yeah, he stepped into it. They're going to mark it at the 22, so it'll be 1st and 10 there for the Mavericks. This time Zylstra in the slot to the right. Double wide out left. Ikawa remains at quarterback. Guns on his left hip. And they'll give it to Gunn up the middle. He's jammed up there, tries to bounce it outside, and that was a mistake as Rosenbach has him for a loss back at the 23-yard line. Loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11.
I get the feeling that Gunn is Rosenbach's responsibility.
He's definitely spying on him, isn't he? He's locked up on him in this game so far. Vermalm comes back into the game now for Minnesota State. Zylstra will split wide to the right this time, locked up there with Lawrence. Arnold's to the left. Extra tight end is on the left side of the formation. Unbalanced that way. Akawa straight drop back. Here comes a blitz pass away. Caught by Zylstra inside the 15. Struggles forward down to the 1st down marker. Looks like he's got it at the 11-yard line.
Give J.D. Akawa 100% credit for that. They went for a corner blitz, let Zylstra go, and he just found a soft spot, and he put it right on the numbers.
Yeah, he did not flinch at all that time. Just stepped right into another good throw.
Yeah, Marcus Lawrence took off on a corner blitz, and you never want to see Shane Zylstra with no one on him.
And again, Zylstra to the right, Arnold to the left here. Double tight end set. They both shift now to the left side. That's where all the power is this time on this run formation. Under center this time is Agawa. Play action. He rolls the pocket left. Throw back to the right. Wide open, and he overshoots the tight end. Had him wide open, but missed him. Tyler Schmidt wide open in the corner of the end zone.
Whew. Not sure what Csu-Pueblo, they got caught in the wash.
I think the tight end worked us all the way across the field, and because remember they shifted over to the left side. That's where all the power was, and then he leaked out to the right, and Akawa just missed him. So the little touch pass he's not as effective on as those rifle shots he's been able to deliver here so far. This time Zylstra going to go wide to the left here on 2nd and 10. Ball's on the right hash mark. Thunderbolts shifting along the line of scrimmage. Arnold in motion to the left side. Run the draw play to Gunn right up the middle. He's got a big hole. He's inside the 5. Bangs his way to the end zone. Ball comes out maybe. Let's see what they say here. I think it's Thunderbolts football at the 1-yard line. They ripped the ball away from Gunn. On the tack, it'll be Thunderbolts football at the 1-yard line. Just as Gunn looked like he was about to score, the Thunderbolts ripped it out of him. And they take it down at the 1. Now the officials conference here to make sure on the play.
Well, the side judge was emphatic.
Well, that's the way I saw it. I thought Gunn lost it, and they took it away.
Yeah, Csu-Pueblo ball at the 1.
So the Thunderbolts come up with the stand there. Gunn comes off the field a little shaken up as well. Not sure who ripped it free from him here, looking through our fogged in and washed out windows, but definitely taken away by the Pack. So they start from their own 1-yard line here, 1st and 10. Play action. Here comes pressure on the backside to get the pass away. It's caught by Williams out across the 10. He's got the 1st down to the 13-yard line.
He paid the price.
He stood in there dangerous and got the ball away at the last moment to avoid the safety. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Thunderbolts at the 13-yard line. You got to credit Jordan Kidna there. Bravery standing in there. Williams wide to the left. Fine to the right. I'm not sure the Thunderbolts are all the way set. I think they got to come to a complete set here. Yep, that's what they're going to do on the right side of the formation. Now they send Garrett to the right side. Going to hand it to Lindsay around the right side. Trying to turn the corner, and he doesn't get there. Runs out of room. Gets maybe a yard on the play out to about the 14.
Does a lot of movement for a yard. A lot of working pieces there.
And they don't give him the yard. They're going to spot it at the 13. So no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10. So this time Williams and Fine to the left side on the wide side of the field. The ball's on the right hash mark. Kidna still the quarterback. Lindsay on his left hip. Straight drop back. Look over the middle. Intercepted. At the 20-yard line. He threw it right to him. Threw it behind Max Fine and right into the hands of Zach Robertson.
It's a bad throw on Jordan Kidna's part.
So keep wanting to say the Vikings. It's the Mavericks. It's been on the tip of my tongue all game.
It is purple, and we're in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's true. It's at the 19-yard line is where the Mavericks will take over this possession. So as good as that delivery was on 1st down by Kidna, that's how bad that one was. It was right to the defensive back. Was trying to throw the timing around on a quick slant and threw it right behind, fine, right to the back. 1st and 10 for the Mavericks from the 19-yard line. It'll be Schlichty at quarterback this time. They're going to run the reverse around the right side, wide open. He's going to run it in across the 15-10. Now comes pursuit, knocking Arnold out of bounds at about the 9-yard line. He'll have the first down. He wanted to pass the ball there, but nobody was open. If he just took off running right away, I think he scores.
You kind of got to give Corey McClellan a little bit of credit because he didn't bite to come up to leave a receiver wide open. They said, you go get 10. We'd rather give you 10 yards than 6 points.
So 1st and 10 for the Mavericks. 1st and goal, rather, from the 9-yard line. Schlichty goes wide, or Zylstra wild to the left this time. Both tight ends shift to the left side of the formation. Up under center this time is Schlichty. Hands it off the gun around the line side. Big opening to the goal line. They try to rip it free again. He's close. Touchdown.
That's the exact same play they ran that they turned the ball over on.
Well, he gets right behind that pulling guard that time, and there was a gaping hole. The guard didn't even have to block anybody, basically, till the goal line.
Well, let's just put it this way. Schlichty handed the ball off and raised his arms as a touchdown, and Gunn was still at the 8. That's how big a hole it was.
Extra point try upcoming here for Luke Williams. Ball's down. Kick is up. And it is good. 9:51 to go here in the second quarter. Minnesota State takes advantage of the turnover. They lead it 14-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato, Minnesota. 14-0. Thunderwolves trail it. Here's the kick. Boy, the wind hits it. Conalog handles it at the 25, puts his head down, gets out to around the 30-yard line. And speaking of Luke Conalog, he is the player that ripped the ball free on the previous, or the drive before the last scoring drive at the 1-yard line.
The Pride of Erie, Colorado, coming on late. He's had the last half of the season. Luke Conalog has been a mainstay of the Csu-Pueblo defense and special teams.
Thunderwolves will start this drive from their own 31-yard line. It'll be Kitna along with Michi. Michi with his left knee heavily braced. Didn't play last week.
You know, the one thing Csu-Pueblo did not want to do was get down 2 scores.
Yeah, it's shades of last year right now. Amon Johnson in the game comes in motion to the left side. Quarterback draw run by Kitna here around the right side. Puts his head down, gets out across the 35 to the 36. Picks up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
You know, I think Csu-Pueblo is going to go to tempo a little bit if they can.
Well, they're working with the wind in this quarter. Got to take advantage of it. When you have the win, you got to put points on the board. Make no mistake about it. That's why that is such a damaging score by Minnesota State there, taking advantage of the short field. Getting it from the pistol this time. Play actions. Here comes pressure.
Oh, man, if he had time.
Gets the pass away and throws it away out the right side.
Amon Johnson was being set free, and he didn't have time to throw it.
So it'll be 3rd down and 5 now for the Thunderwolves. Pressure came quick that time. Kitna did well just to get away from it, to avoid the sack. So 3rd and 5. Looking over to the sideline. 2 bodies over there. I get a little golf swing, one of the play calls there. Left-handed variety. Straight drop back by Kitna. Here comes pressure, gets the pass away. He's hit right as he threw, and the ball's intercepted at midfield. He got hit right as he was ready to deliver. The ball fluttered out toward midfield and is picked off by the Mavericks at the 49-yard line.
The pressure is just getting to the Thunderwolves in the backfield, these quarterbacks.
Well, I've already seen where these teams are on an equal par. It's probably defensively skilled players. The difference in the game is Minnesota State's offensive line is just superior, and they're keeping their quarterbacks upright, and the Thunderwolves quarterbacks are getting knocked around.
Ikawa back now. I like the alternating that Minnesota State's doing. It's been effective.
They start on the Thunderwolves side of the 50 here at the 49-yard line. Gun on the right hip of Ikawa. They give it to Gun around the left side, and he is hit down for no gain. Jamal Sears coming up there on run support. No gain. It'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Mavericks.
Good open field tackle by Jamal Sears. You know, Gunn, tackling's been a problem thus far in this game for Csu-Pueblo. Right there was a nice example of going low and staying low.
2nd and 10. They line up in the huddle here. They get the play signaled in from the bench, and then Ikawa delivers the message to everybody else. Zylstra is right on the hash marks on the right side. Kind of a tight formation this time. And they're going to give it to Gunn again. He breaks the first tackle, and he's through the secondary inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line. They had it for no gain there. I think Umu had his hands on him, couldn't get him down.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 for the Mavericks at the 37-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Missed tackles, the big bugaboo in this game so far.
And John Riston talked about that coming in, said we have to tackle, and they have not.
So 1st and 10 now for the Mavericks. Threatening to make this one a laugher here with just under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter here, working into the win. Both tight ends line up on the right side of the formation. Now Zylstra jumps up on the line of scrimmage. Now he gets back. They got a lot of shifting going on. Straight follow play this time by Ikawa, and he hits in there, and this time he is going to get maybe a yard to the 36-yard line. Thunderwolves had it all jammed up that time. Just a straight follow play by Ikawa. Ikawa, the bigger and more physical of the two quarterbacks, but Schlichty's no slouch, though. Schlichty's 6'1", 200 pounds. Ikawa a little bit bigger. They're equally as effective running the football as well as passing the ball. Ikawa probably the better and more accomplished runner, but his passes today have been the one of the differences as well. Tight end shift to the right side of the formation this time. They roll the pocket right. They fire it right. The ball's caught by Arnold. He gets inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line. Short gain on the play. It'll be 3rd down now and 5 for the Mavericks.
Nice open field push out by Amu Agustino, who's already having a great game.
Arnold on the year. He's 36 catches coming into the game, 470 yards. Doesn't score a lot, but Zylstra gets all the touchdown passes, 14 on the year. Next best after that is 2, and Arnold is one of those. He lines up in the slot to the left. Zylstra wide to the left. Gludemans is wide to the right this time. They're going to run the ball again. Wide open up the middle. He's got the first down to around the 19-yard line. Boy, the seas parted that time, and the Mavericks get the easy first down to the 20-yard line.
They're moving down the field at an angle that we see from behind, and these openings are massive.
That's the glaring thing we've seen the last 2 years up here is just the massive size and speed of their offensive line. They just mow people. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Gunn lines up on the right hip this time of Ikawa. Schlichty wide to the right. You always got to keep an eye on him. Follow play by Ikawa on the left side. Puts his head down. It's right on the hip of Gunn. And is taken down at about the 17-yard line.
They had him for a 2-yard gain, and he pushes through for 3 more.
So it'll be 2nd down now and 7 for the Mavericks from the 17-yard line. Clock is down to 5:15 to go here in the second quarter. And make no mistake about it, the Mavericks in no hurry here moving into the win. They want to take as much time as possible off here, as well as scoring. Bring a man in motion across the formation. That's Arnold. They run the draw play to Gunn off the right side. Tries to bounce it outside. He's tripped up. Good play there by Acasatino by the Thunderwolves. That might have saved a touchdown, as it'll be no gain, maybe a loss of a half yard on the play.
He probably feels right at home in this environment.
Yeah, it's Alaska type.
You know, when you're from Anchorage, Alaska.
3rd down now and 7 for the Mavericks. Zylstra going to split wide to the right here.
Single coverage with Marcus Lawrence.
Arnold's in the slot to the left. Glumans wide to the left. Gunn is on the left hip of Ikawa. Long count here. Ikawa takes the high snap, straight drop back, looks right, fires right, ball caught, 1st down. 1st and goal. Zylstra just runs just an out pattern right at the sticks and gets the 1st down.
He pushes the defender up the field on his hip, and then he just stops, and the ball's right there.
And Akawa, boy, has he been good today throwing these hard passes. His bad pass of the day was the little touch pass when he had the man wide open. So now it's 1st and goal for the Mavericks from the 8-yard line. Zylstra's in the slot to the right. Tight formation here. Ball's on the right hash mark. Bring a man in motion across the formation. Fake the jet sweep. Akawa just runs it right up in there inside the 5. He's hit. Bounced backwards. Still on his feet. Now goes down, but the whistle had blown. Somebody's helmet came off, I believe. Yes, one of the Thunderwolves.
Is that Jackson Whittles? Is that Frank Gonzalez?
It's Max Gonzalez, I believe, lost his lid. So ball's at the 4-yard line. At least 2nd and goal now for the Mavericks. They lead it 14-0. Down to 3:20 to go here in the 2nd quarter. Gludeman's wide to the left. Zylstra wide to the right. Arnold's in the slot to the right this time. They're going to give it to Gunn off the left side. He's hit, but bounces off the would-be tackler and just waltzes on into the end zone. It's 20-0. Mavericks shredding the Thunderwolves.
Frank Umu on defensive end just got pushed out of the way. Touched him as he went by.
So extra point try upcoming here for Luke Williams. 56 of 57 on the year coming into the game. Flags down. They're going to have a substitution infraction here, I think. They're going to count up the Thunderwolves. They might have too many men on the field. That's who they're counting. Yep, substitution infraction for the Thunderwolves. 12 men in the huddle will be the call here. Well, they have the option here of maybe going half the distance to go or take it on the kickoff, I think. I would think they'd want to take it on the kickoff.
Well, you know, I said they didn't want to get down 14-0. 21-0's even worse.
They elect to take the mark off, and they'll kick it from a yard closer, yard and a half closer. High snap, but it's handled. Ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 3:09 to go here in the 2nd quarter. It's all Minnesota State. They lead it 21-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato. Thunderwolves down here 21-0. Kickoff here by Ashton Garner, who handles the long kicks. Pooches this one. That's going to hit the ground. They got to get up underneath it. And it goes out of bounds. Diggs hoping it would get out of bounds, and it finally did. Now we got some pushing and shoving after the fact. Another flag comes down. This is going to be a personal foul, I think, against Minnesota State on Zion Bell there. A little extracurricular. The side judge had to throw his cap as this flag, because he'd already thrown one flag as the ball went out of bounds. So this should give the Thunderwolves the ball out at midfield, I believe. 35 is where they would place it, plus the 15-yard mark off here against the Mavericks. Still have not made the official call. They got to look over to the side. Hey, Thunderwolves, do you want to take 15 yards?
There are 2 fouls on the play. Kick out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball will be spotted out at 35. After the play, personal foul. Kicking team, number 38. 15 yards added to the end of the range.
And it is Zion Bell, the guilty party for Minnesota State. So that'll give the Thunderwolves great field position here to start this drive from their 50-yard line. And being down 21-0, Joe, it's easy to say. You got to take advantage here.
Well, if you don't score here, it's
turn out the lights
Katie
time.
Bar the door.
You're going to start this possession with Gunnar Lamphere at quarterback. Takes the snap. He'll give it right up the middle. Nice hole. Marcus Lee. Oh, nice move there across the 40, 35, 30, 25. 20, 15, 10, 5, down to the 1 yard line. Just short of the end zone goes Marcus Lindsay.
Okay, then. That's what we needed right there. Marcus Lindsay just kept his head down and his feet moving.
He was able to make the first couple of guys miss, and when he gets the momentum, look out. First and goal from the 1 yard line for the Thunderwolves. Bingham into the ball game. He's going to get the carry up the middle, and he hits in there, falls into the end zone, touchdown.
Now the over-under on who would score first for Csu-Pueblo being Nick Bingham.
Yeah, if you made that a little side bet, good job.
Yeah.
Got some good odds there. 2:40 to go here in the second quarter, so Thunderwolves take 2 plays to go 50 yards. And don't overlook the personal foul factor. That's just a bonehead play to give the Thunderwolves great field position, and they take full advantage of it.
Zion Bell probably doesn't feel real good.
Yeah, he's kind of standing down there by himself at midfield, not a lot of friends. He's got one friend kind of in his ear. So extra point try upcoming here for Mitchell Carter. Good snap, ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 2:40 to go. Oh, flag comes down. Let's wait. Let's hold up here. Got a late flag on the line of scrimmage. Let's see what this is all about here. Seemed like it came in quite late. I think it was after the extra point was through there. So this may be some kind of altercation that's going to penalize somebody on the kickoff again here. Here comes the call. Come on, Mr. Referee. We got to get to commercial timeout sometime today. He's still struggling with that switch. Dead ball.
You don't really need it, dude.
Yeah, just say it. Just we can figure it out, dude. So it's on the Thunderwolves. So they'll enforce that on the kickoff. So Thunderwolves are within 14 now. It's 21-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And we're back in Mankato. 34 seconds to go here. So I would think Minnesota State just runs the football here and runs the clock out. Thunderwolves are out of timeouts. They hand it off the right side to Gunn. Bangs forward across midfield down to about the 47-yard line. And that will do it. Thunderwolves are out of timeouts, so Minnesota State might take a timeout and try the old Hail Mary here at the last moment.
Well, Todd Hoffner, he kind of looked like he was going to, I think he's going to let it go down to 1 second and take one shot.
We're down to 10 seconds to go. Everybody just kind of standing around looking at the bench over here to see what Todd Hoffner wants to do.
But that will be into the wind, whatever they do.
And he does take the timeout with 5 seconds to go. So 5 seconds to go here in the first half. We'll take a quick 30 here. 21-7. Mavericks on top on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
21-7. Mavericks on top here. They're going to take a shot at the end zone here, but it'll be throwing it into the wind. You just hope for a penalty against the defense here. It'd be a heck of a chuck to get one to the end zone into this breeze.
Well, we know who he's looking for.
Yeah, just throw a jump ball up for Zylstra here. He lines up on the right side along with Arnold and Sample. Glutamans is lined up wide to the left. Oh, Thunderwolves dangerously close to being offside. Here they get back on, though. Here goes Schlichty just lobbing it up down the right side. It's up for grabs, and it is caught. But that will make the half run out. Ball's caught at the 15-yard line. They just kind of conceded it to Arnold, and he hauls it in, and that ends the first half. So it was a good one for the home team. Minnesota State leads it 21-7. Back with our halftime show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato, Minnesota. Thunderwolves making their way back out on the field. Thank Benny Bash for bringing us up to date on some scores. Joe, you got a couple of high school scores that have been updated here just in the last minute, though.
Yeah, South is tied 7-7 with Frederick late in the first half. Pueblo West is down to Pine Creek 7-0. early in the first quarter.
And up in Golden, Mines has turned the ball over 3 times today against Commerce, twice on the 2-yard line going in for scores. They trail it 7-3 now at halftime to A&M Commerce. Some other scores around the country in Division II. It's a final. Notre Dame has knocked off Kutztown, 23-17. Notre Dame of Ohio. Ferris State leads in the third quarter over Central Missouri, 30-10. Slippery Rock, fourth quarter lead over Shepherd, 30-23.
The Rock.
West Florida leads the number 1 ranked team in the country, Valdosta State, 31-28. That is a fourth quarter score, so we could have a massive upset there in D2 football today. We gave you the Mine score. Carson Newman leads, they trail now to Lenore Rhine, 28-21. Wild game, that's in the second quarter, and then, of course, here, 21-7. Other game, Northwest Missouri, all over Lindenwood, 35-0. Of course, Northwest Missouri, 2-time champion in the last 5 years. So it's a great program. Looking at a pretty great program here in Minnesota State. Thunderbolts, what do they have to do to get back in this game, Joe?
Well, tackle, for one thing. Then they're going to have to do that right away because Minnesota State's going to get the ball to start the second half. Wrap up and tackle, but you got to. There are no 14-point plays. So you got to play fundamental football, take advantage of your opportunities. And you got to play better than you did in the first half. That's all there is to it, and that's both sides of the ball.
So Minnesota State will have the choice. So you got to think they want the football. Now, Thunderwolves, I would think you got to take the win. You got to play for now, Joe. You can't rely on what you might do in this quarter and try to get back in the fourth. So you got to take the wind in this third quarter. So the Thunderwolves going to have to make their hay early here in this second half with the win. Try to get back in the game and then hold on to the fourth quarter when Minnesota State's working with the win.
Well, again, that just comes back to playing good football, and it's going to, that first 3 minutes of the second half is always the key, and can Csu-Pueblo get a stop right out of the gate? That'll be the key determiner.
Well, Thunderbolts getting a boost there at the end of that first half with the big run by Marcus Lindsay. Now that'll be the other choice here for the Thunderbolts quarterback issues. You've had Kittner throw a couple of picks. Do you stick now more with Lamphere, try to run the ball at him here in the second half? We all know that, Lamphere can throw it a little bit too. But that'll be an interesting decision for the Thunderbolts, what they do, how they play it with their quarterback situation.
Yeah, and a lot of that is just the will. It looked like Gunner's got a little bit more fresh legs. He hasn't played lately, and he looks like he's playing with a little bit more urgency.
And then the one thing, if Kittner is going to be in there playing quarterback, got to give him some protection. They have not given him an ounce of protection in this ball
game. He's had receivers open that these patterns take a little bit of time, and he hasn't been able to throw him because he's been under duress. It's not been good, Jim.
Yeah, it's just been a struggle. You get a chance. Second half, so Thunderbolts, great second half adjustment ball club. So we'll see what they do. And then last year, they pretty much won the second half. Last year's game against Minnesota. This game eerily similar to last year. They fell behind 24-0 last year before they made a great run at them late. Probably was a little closer than the final score would indicate. Thunderbolts losing at 24-10, but they were, stuffed a couple times there in plus territory.
Well,
now Thunderbolts are electing here. They're kind of rolling the dice here.
Yeah.
They're going to play into the wind here in this third quarter, hoping they can maybe make a dent in the lead, then have the win the whole fourth quarter when they can put the pressure on. That's an interesting decision here by John Riston. So I think he's kind of rolling the dice a little bit here. They're going to kick it off. It's handled at the 20-yard line by the up back, across the 25, across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. And that's that number change guy. The guy they changed the number on earlier in the game, the tight end, Blake Vermolm, freshman out of Emmelsburg, Iowa.
See, basically they just gave Minnesota State the ball and the wind to start the third quarter down 2 scores.
So that's why, John, that's why I thought. I was wondering what the decision might make. Do you roll the dice a little bit? And that's what John's done here. Going to put it on his defense. Hey, we're going to stop him this quarter. Maybe we get a touchdown, and then we'll have the whole fourth quarter with the win. We can put the pressure on him. That's a big ask, but that's what they're going to try to do here. And Ikawa is going to start this second half at quarterback. Throws a wide receiver screen. Threw it low. They're going to say it is a catch. Picked right up off the turf. Here's a flag down out around the 40-yard line. Could be an illegal block here on Minnesota State down the field. Ends up being a gain of about 4. I'm not positive that he caught that ball. That was pretty low to the turf there. Scooped it right off the surface.
Remember that fun house at the fair? That's what we're looking through. That's the glass we're looking through right now. So you can't really see.
You got the worst of it.
Well, between getting dripped on the whole time
yeah,
and then looking through.
It is an illegal block here against Minnesota State. Yeah, you could make a commercial here for Home Depot or I guess it's Menards here in this area of the country for some building supplies.
Yeah.
Some patching material, some shingles.
It's interesting.
Some different stuff.
It's just never been dripped on during a game before.
But as we said before, we know hockey is king here.
They got a really good football team.
First down and about 22 here after the mark of the block came behind the line of scrimmage. Here's a Cowell running the quarterback draw. Tries to bounce it outside, breaks a tackle. That's been a recurring theme in this ball game for the Thunderbolts. They just can't get a Cowell down on the ground. Or Schlichty for that matter. Out to around the 25 where they're going to spot it.
Corey McClellan coming up from run support in his safety position just to push him out of bounds.
Actually, the 26 is working their market. So it'll be second down now and 15 for the Mavericks. Kind of a stack formation to the left. 2 right receivers right on the hash mark. 1 receiver right. Straight drop back by a Cowell. Here comes a late safety blitz down the middle. Wide open. Here goes Zylstra across the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Mavericks.
Jim, it was a double move inside then up, and it was run to perfection. Amu Agostino bought on the first one and just couldn't catch up.
Well, you'd think the Thunderbolts had him right where you want them on 1st and 22. They give up a 7-yard scramble and then just knifed right down the middle by the All-American receiver, Shane Zylstra. He'll probably be playing on Sundays next year. He's that good. Plus, they've got a kind of a legacy here with the receivers. With Thielen was a great wide receiver here at Mankato.
Been hurt lately.
High snap, ball's down though. Kick is up, and it is good. 14 minutes to go here in the third quarter, and the Mavericks strike quickly. They now lead it 28-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
The Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato. It'd help if I turn the right knobs there. There we go. So we're back to Mankato, Minnesota. Thunderwolves down 28-7. Now that decision to elect to give Minnesota State Mankato the wind and the ball to start the third quarter comes back to bite you in the proverbial backside, Joe.
It's just you can't lose track of 84. I don't know how you can lose track of him. You knew coming in. You knew what he's capable of. You know that he's the primary target. You can't lose track of him. And it was I watched the route. It was perfect. There was an in and then a go, and he ran it to perfection.
Plus, they gave him plenty of time just to step right into the pocket. They had the 4-man rush blocked out of there. Thunderbolts haven't been able to get close to the quarterbacks today with their pressure game. And Akawa, he's supposed to be the running quarterback, Joe, but he's been the one impressive passing the football today. Kickoff sails into the end zone. So Thunderbolts will take over at the 25-yard line.
Which is actually a good field position for them after a kick.
Yeah, exactly. They've started from the 15 once today, once from the 18.
It's all been inside the 20.
So 14 minutes to go now here in this third quarter. The Thunderbolts find themselves down 21 again, working into a stiff breeze. Kitna going to start the game or the second half at quarterback. Lindsey will be his tailback on his right hip. A little confusion on the offensive line. They're trying to decide which side of the ball they're going to line up on here. Extra tight end is Guerra, lines up on the left side, right inside actually of Albertini. They're going to give the ball up the middle of Lindsey. Makes a nice adjustment there. Gets across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Good hard run there by Marcus Lindsey.
Well, he had that blocked well. That was Sean Johnson and Preston Garrett doing a nice seal job in there. had that blocked really, really well.
They're going to give him the 33-yard line. So a gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2 now for the Thunderwolves. It's getting to that point in the game, Joe, where the Thunderwolves offense has got to score every time they touch the ball. And even then, that might not be enough the way the offense of Minnesota State's operating. 2nd and 2. Long handoff here, and then Lindsey breaks a tackle, gets back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, it took forever for that ball to be handed off to him. He was lined up almost outside the tight end, came back across the formation, and Kidna was just holding the ball there for an eternity.
So you're saying he might have been out of place?
It could be. Something was amiss there. 3rd down and 2. From the gun. Crowd comes to life here and wants a stop. Williams in motion. They fake the jet sweep. Now it's going to be the follow play by Kidna. Puts his head down. He's got the 1st down. Bangs his way out across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves.
Just trying to move the sticks there, and that's a good play by Jordan Kidna because sometimes you get too greedy on something like that, and you just need to move the chains.
Kidna lost his little hand warmer thing, and everybody's walking on it there out behind the 35-yard line. Now Kidna realizes it. He just throws it behind him and says, I can't put it on right now. I don't have time for that. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. From the gun. Going to give it to Lindsey, and no gain off the left side. Ran right into a wall of purple and black. Big and strong is Michael Buto. He comes out of the ball game after making that stop.
And Zach Robinson's out and quietly having a great game at linebacker for CSU or for Minnesota State.
2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line for the Thunderwolves. Guerra is on the right side, on the right hip of Albertini as the power is to that side of the formation. Going to roll the pocket left, fire it left, low pass, caught, but relatively short gain here to Max Fine. Kidna just didn't get any air under that one, and Fine had to go down to his knees to catch it, but when you go down to your knees in college ball, Joe, you're down, so only a gain of 2.
I think he rushed that throw just a little bit.
Well, when you've thrown a couple of picks in the game, too, you're probably not anxious to put much air under it. 3rd down and 8. Fine going to split wide to the right this time. Williams is in the slot to the right. Guerra lines up on the left hip of Albertini. That's where the power is. And now Lindsey shifts to the left side. Now here comes Williams across the formation. They fake the jet sweep. Out pattern caught by Fine. Tries to dive forward. He's short of the 1st down. Ball came out. Ball came out.
They're saying he was down.
Thunderwolves have it. I think Fine was able to scoop it back out of there at the 44-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 2 now for the Thunderwolves.
Got to go. Don't you have to go for this?
They send the punt team out. Thunderwolves elect not to go for it here. I think if it was 1 yard maybe, but 4th and 2, they're going to punt it away. Into the wind. Find a valiant effort there to try to get the 1st down. He exposed the football. It did come loose, but he was able to scoop it back up. Good snap. Punt is away. High booming kick, but the wind's going to knock it down. Fair catch signaled for and taken at the 24-yard line. Good kick, though, there by Dwinell. He's had a pretty good ball game quietly.
Well, but he's also had to kick it 5 times. They've punted once. Minnesota State has 1 punt today.
And they're going to take over this possession at their own 24-yard line, leading the game 28-7, 10-19 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
So now you wouldn't have gone for that?
I don't think so. I think I got to punt it there. I can't. They haven't been able to budge them. So I think playing with the wind or into the wind is core. They got to hope they get something squirrely happening on that punt return there. If it had been a yard, I think I'd go for it. But 2, just too much to ask, I think. Straight drop back by Schlichting. Now rolls the pocket to the right. Fires up the right sideline. Caught all kinds of room for Zylstra. They had to give him that big cushion on the right side. And Schlichting able to work his way over to him for the 1st down.
That's too much respect.
Well, it's kind of a no-win situation when he's run by a couple times in the game. Remember, he was open on that one play where they threw the interception early in the game. He just didn't handle the pass, kind of deflected it to Acasatino. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. Play action. Here they go up the left sideline looking for Zilcher. He's got it over the shoulder. Inside the 30. Inside the 20. Knocked out of bounds at about the 16-yard line. Beautiful delivery right on the hands of Zilcher. This guy is a special athlete.
Well, they're playing single coverage there. Marcus Lawrence in single coverage, press coverage, was with him step per step, but he just made a great play because he's that kind of receiver.
1st and 10 now for the Mavericks from the 17-yard line is where they mark it. Zilcher this time wide to the right. Schlichty from the gun, has Gunn with him on his left hip. Arnold's in the slot to the right. They give it to Gunn off the right side, works his way down the line of scrimmage inside the 15. Ball came out. Thunderwolves say they have it.
And they do.
And Thunderwolves do get the recovery at the 13-yard line. Acasatino on the fumble recovery for the Pack as they are able to knock it loose from Nate Gunn.
So now he has a fumble recovery and a pick today.
That's a huge play right now. It keeps the Thunderwolves in it as the Mavericks just look like they're going to waltz on into the end zone again. That'll put them 4 scores ahead. Then you know it's over. Now you get this turnover. Now you try to take advantage of it. Get a little momentum here. Now you got to try to come up with a long, sustained drive starting from your own 14-yard line. They give the ball up the middle to Lindsey. Now cuts back inside. He gets across the 15 to about the 16-yard line. He'll pick up 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Thunderwolves trying to pick up the tempo here a little bit. Fine and Williams out wide to the right here for the Thunderwolves. Kitten is at quarterback. He'll take the snap. He's going to roll to the right. Here comes pressure. Steps away from it. Now it's thrown down at the 10-yard line. Lindsey missed the cut block. He tried to cut block the defensive end on this left side. He whiffed on the block, and that exposed Kitten, and Kitten took the shot at the 10. Loss of 6.
Jim, these receivers are close to getting open on every play. He just does not have the time to let these routes develop.
So now it's 3rd and 14 for the Thunderwolves from their own 10-yard line, working into the wind here in this 3rd quarter. Kitten going to roll left. Steps back, throwback screen right side, caught by Albertini, makes the first man miss. Gets out to the 15-yard line is all. He'll be well short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th and 9 now for the Thunderwolves. It was a good design there, but the defensive back on this side held the block up long enough to allow the posse to come over to get him.
Again, just nothing there. Minnesota State staying home, staying in their lanes, fundamentally sound defensively.
Now, Dwinell, biggest challenge of the day, punting the ball. Line of scrimmage is the 15-yard line. The return man stands right at midfield. Here's the kick, high, booming kick. Sends the returner back to the 40-yard line. Fumbles the football. It's on the deck, but he's able to cover it up at the 40-yard line. Muffed the kick, but somehow able to handle with the Thunderwolves pressure bearing down on him. So Dwinell does his job again, sending the Mavericks all the way back to their own 40-yard line.
That might be in play of the day.
Ball just tantalizing, just laying there for a moment. But Morrow able to get his hands underneath it and scoop it back up.
Pretty break a hand. He's reaching out and just diving.
Yeah. So now we're down to 7:08 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Minnesota State leads it 28-7.
All you got to do is look where 84 is. Now he's in single coverage with Marcus Lawrence.
Press coverage. And the straight run here by a Cowboy. Tries to bounce it outside. Now back inside. Breaks one tackle. And just works his way forward out to about the 45-yard line. Well, he is a tough man to get on the turf. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Mavericks. Looks like they've put Caleb Sleezer into the ball game. He's a redshirt freshman tailback after Gunn fumbled him on that last possession. Maybe in the doghouse for this possession. He does take the handoff on the right side. Nice move. He's got the 1st down across midfield down to about the 48-yard line.
Fresh legs.
Yeah, he looked at there that time, didn't he? Nice cut, got forward. So 1st and 10 now for the Mavericks at the 48-yard line of the Thunderwolves. They lead at 28-7, 6:15 to go here, third quarter. Zylstra's wide to the right this time. And they give it off the right side again to Sleezer. Makes a nice move across the 45 down to about the 42-yard line. He's quick. Little change of pace back. Gun's more of a sledgehammer. It'll be 2nd down now and 4 for the Mavericks from the 42-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Akawa gets the play call. He has Zylstra wide to the left. Arnold's in the slot to the left. From the pistol this time. Takes the snap. Gives it. Here goes Sleezer again. Nice cut. He's got the 1st down. Taken down at about the 36-yard line. Gain of 6 again. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Mavericks on the move again here, working with the wind here in this third quarter. John Risson rolling the dice, playing into the wind here in this third quarter, hoping to hold serve perhaps, get it to the fourth quarter, then work his way back in the game. But right now it's a chance to get away from right here. Here is Sleezer hit this time. Maybe a loss of a yard. Might have been able to stretch it back to the line of scrimmage. Looks like the spot right in between the 36 and 37-yard line.
It's just turning into Chips Ahoy out there. It's so chippy, Jim.
Lots of little scrums after the play.
Getting a lot of playing time for Christian Shaver and Hefner. You know whose name we haven't called at all today is James Maxey. Could have been the RMAC Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, he was a chance. He was a little dinged up coming into the game.
Yeah.
Maybe he just hasn't been able to answer the bell here. 2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Acasatino edging in, showing blitz. Straight drop back by Akawa. Goes right down the middle. Diving catch. What a beautiful grab at the 8-yard line. That is an incredible catch. That's Niles Williams coming off the bench to make the catch. Laid out for that one. Somehow kept his arms underneath it all the way down to the 8-yard line. And another great throw by Akawa. So it's 1st and goal now for the Mavericks. They leave Sleezer in the game. High snap taken by Akawa. And he's hitting the backfield. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. Fights his way to the end zone. Touchdown.
That's embarrassing right now, Jim. That's a terrible effort.
They had him 2 or 3 times, and he's able just to squirt on through there and get it on into the end zone.
Maybe that's a little harsh because they were locked up. All those, John Riston likes to say hat on hat. Minnesota State had a hat on a hat on that play. It might have been a little too harsh on me right there.
Extra point try upcoming here for Luke Williams. Good snap, ball's down, kick is up, and he is good. 3:55 to go here in the third quarter. Mavericks stretch it out. They lead it 35-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
At this station, Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato. Kick sails into the end zone. And as if the scoreboard is all the bad news, the weather's moving back in again. Starting to get a little precipitation following again. A wintry mix. Kind of let up for a little while during this ball game. It was harsh before the ball game. Now it's starting to move in again here, and that's just about what the forecast called for.
You follow that weather pretty tightly.
I do. I like to see what's going on. Low pressure system. It's probably our first named winter storm of the year. It could be.
Oh.
Here's the run around the left side by Kitna. Puts his head down. And he blasted out of bounds after a gain of about 2. Not a lot of room along the sidelines here. And the players are right there.
Well, Lamont Johnson flinched, and they didn't call it. So
So it'll be 2nd down and 8 now from the 27-yard line. Amon Johnson is in the slot to the right, along with Diggs. Fine is wide to the right. Williams wide to the left. Again, no Deontay Sykes today, concussion protocol. Didn't make the trip. Play action, pass right side, caught by Johnson. He's hit immediately. Gets forward to about the 31-yard line, though. He'll pick up 4. Took the shot.
Might have broke his wrist.
Lost his hand warmer deal. That's the second one of those to die a death here. And he flings it over to the sidelines. 3rd and 4 now for the Thunderwolves.
Cole Schroedermeyer from Minnesota State might have broken something on that hit. Such a good hit, but he is definitely in pain.
From the gun, Michi is the back. Trips to the left this time. Straight drop back. Fire it over the middle, incomplete. Could be interference there. There comes the flag. They were all over Max Fine there. The lines judge didn't have the guts to throw the call because he was standing right next to Todd Hoffner, but the back judge the field judge way up the sideline threw that flag about 20 yards.
You know who has no argument with that is Todd Hoffner, because he just told his coaches he had him by the hip.
He had him definitely wrapped up.
Yeah. He walked by and he goes, yeah, he pulled him.
So it's a spot foul out to the 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Not all that damaging in the if you don't grab him, he catches the ball and they get the 1st down. So take a shot at getting the break it up. If you get the penalty call, big deal.
Hey, rubbin's racing. Sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't.
Ball at the 39-yard line. Trips to the left this time. Kitna takes a snap. Going to give it to Michi off the left side, and he bangs forward for about 4. Out to the 43-yard line. Good hard run there that time by Michi, his first carry of the game that I remember.
Yeah, that is his first carry of the game.
Playing with that heavy knee brace on the left knee. Missed last week's game.
You know, he dressed last week but did not play.
A brilliant career for Michi.
We go all the way back to his high school days.
2nd and 6 from the 43. Again, Michi around the left side. He's hit in the backfield and slammed down for a loss of 4. They missed the initial block off the left side. He's able to break that tackle, but then they fly through there again. This defensive front is stout.
Well, might have been the misgivings of that defensive front that they were a little bit undersized. Hey, this is a good front right here.
Now we got an injury timeout in the secondary here for Minnesota State. This might be our man. Let's see here.
I don't know if he came back or not. Yeah, Schroedermeyer did come back.
Down on a knee out there at midfield. Yeah, here's Schroedermeyer, so it's not him.
So he must have just got a stinger.
So injured player is down on one knee out at midfield, has a couple of trainers looking over him. Don't know how long he's going to be there. I'd call for a timeout here, but as soon as I do it, he gets up and sprints off the field here. So we'll just kind of keep track of it here. Good chance to take a look at the scoreboard as he's starting to make his way off the field here.
That's what Zach Roberts. You want to talk about a stalwart for Minnesota State.
Well, A&M Commerce has scored again. They now lead 13-3 up in Golden in the 3rd quarter. West Florida leads Valdosta State 38-35 in the 4th quarter. Ferris State has gone final. They beat Central Missouri 37-10. Some more of the Division II scores to bring you. 3rd and 10 here for the Thunderwolves. Trips to the right in a bunch formation. Could see a bubble screen to this right side. Straight drop back by Kitna. Fires it down the left sideline, and a lot of grabbing there going on. No flag as they had a hold of Williams. Did not allow him to come back for the football. That was more interference, I think, than the one on Fine. Thunderwolves bench and coaching staff irate that no flag came out there. They didn't allow Williams to come back and make the grab.
Probably should have been called.
So it'll be 4th down and 10 now for the Thunderwolves. Dwinell in to punt it away. Dwinell might be the MVP today. He's punted the football under harsh conditions. And again, into the wind. This one doesn't turn over for him. Goes end over end, hits at the 30. Gets a nice bounce, though, inside the 25, and then rolls dead at about the 22. Going to spot it at the 23 when they flip the possession here. Thunderwolves trailing it here 35-7. We got a minute 33 to go here in this third quarter. Of course, we'll have the John Riston show for you on Wednesday. It'll be interesting to ask him his decision making there at the start of this half to elect to go into the wind. You knew he wasn't going to have the ball to start the third quarter, but you know he was gambling on holding serve here in this third quarter, hoping his defense would hold serve, then have that win the entire fourth quarter, maybe make the comeback then. Straight drop back. Stepping up in the pocket, launching it downfield, and it's incomplete. Just throwing it up for grabs that time was Schlichty. Tell you what, Akawa's been the more impressive of the two quarterbacks today.
He has, especially throwing the football.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. They were throwing it there into double coverage that time, but sometimes double coverage is as good as single coverage when you're throwing to Zylstra.
He knows
This guy's had a remarkable career.
Too bad all these guys are going to be gone.
Yeah, too bad. Bring a man in motion across the formation. Jet sweep time to Arnold. They've run this to him occasionally. And it's not Arnold this time. This is the redshirt freshman. I think he gets out across the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. That is actually it's Niles Williams, a junior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
A lot of Wisconsin players on this team.
He's only ran it 4 times on the year, 4 carries for 39 yards, but he looked like he'd been doing it all of his life on that carry, all the way out to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Mavericks. Going to give it off the right side. Good carry, nice cut back inside by Sleazer. As they've kind of taken Gunn out of the action these last 2 possessions because of that fumble he had earlier.
And you can keep him healthy for next week.
Gain of about 7 down to the Thunderwolves' 48-yard line. We're under 30 seconds to go. They do have to run at least one more play here in this quarter. Back nose of the football on the 49. So a gain of 6 there. It'll be 2nd and 4 now for the Mavericks. Double wide out left. That includes Zylstra, who's on the numbers. Follow play this time. Quarterback Schlichty gets down to the 46-yard line. Schlichty, one of the big plays of the game. It was the run to start the game. That touchdown run from 34 yards? End of the quarter. End of 3 from Mankato. Thunderwolves up against it here. They trail it 35-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back for the fourth quarter here in Mankato, Minnesota. Here at the Blake, they affectionately call this place.
Blakesley Stadium. It's let's just put it this way: where I'm sitting in the press box, I'm getting dripped on.
It's not really worthy of the quality of football team they put on the field. Let's just put it that way. 1st down carry. Down to about the 43-yard line by Sleazer.
Minnesota State, through 3 quarters, has 500 yards of offense. That's all you need to know.
But the thing about it, though, this facility is not hurting recruiting any.
No, they've got some plays. They got, or it's like they say on game, they got some dudes.
Man, oh man. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line. Working into the wind here for this fourth quarter are the Mavericks. Hasn't seemed to bother them much today, though, which direction they're going. Bring a man in motion. That's Arnold. They fake the jet sweep to him. Schlichty runs it right up in there. Across the 40 down to about the 39-yard line. Maybe the 38 as they unpile. I do see James Maxey in on this possession.
Yeah.
Does have that right leg braced. He hurt his knee a couple weeks back, I believe.
But, that's one of those names you just say over and over and over again every game, and we haven't today. But when you come into this place without your leading rusher, without your leading receiver, you can't come in here wounded.
2nd and 5 from the 38-yard line for the Mavericks. Thunderwolves edge up on the line of scrimmage. It'll be a run blitz, and they've got their man.
So Max Gonzalez with
came
a great
flying
play.
In there. And a loss of 2 on the play back to the 40-yard line. So Max Gonzalez on the run blitz. Sought out his man and got him. So it's 3rd down now and 7 for the Mavericks. Thunderwolves must stop here, but the other thing, they're up against the clock already with 13:18 to go. The Mavericks in no big hurry. They're just hanging out in the huddle here. Down to 10 on the play clock here. Zylstra's wide to the left. You always got to account for him.
Single coverage again.
Straight drop back. Schlichty steps up, goes to the outlet man, and it's going to be a loss of a yard on the play. Try to get it over on the right side here to Sleazer, who was his safety valve coming out of the backfield.
And there was James Maxey making a great play.
Actually, it wasn't Sleazer. I think it was Tamarina. Or Taramina, excuse me, on the grab there. So 4th down and 8 for the Mavericks from the 41-yard line of the Thunderwolves. They're going to allow that play clock to go all the way down. It's down to 10. Diggs will stand back at the 10-yard line. He's bobbled a punt today. Thunderwolves trying to block it. They get through there, but not able to get the block. Ball hits inside the 10, inside the 5, and it's down at about the 2-yard line. Great special teams play there by the Mavericks. Boy, they've done it all, Joe. You say checking boxes? Yeah. That's what they do.
Check done, check done, check done. And Csu-Pueblo, they sent the house on that and almost got it, but when that happens, you leave yourself vulnerable.
And Texas A&M Commerce has come up with another score, so it's looking more and more like it'll be a rematch from a couple years back, I believe, when they played here.
Commerce?
The year Commerce won the national title. I think they came in here and beat Minnesota State in the quarterfinals. Man in motion, Zaman Johnson, the right side of the formation, getting a straight drop back. Looks down the middle. Ball was hit as he threw it, almost intercepted. It's the second time he's had a ball deflected and has fluttered over the middle. One time they're able to pick it off.
You know, Jim, they ran the 2-back set all the way down the field and haven't used it since.
Yeah, right before halftime.
Yep.
So 2nd down and 10. Line of scrimmage is the 2-yard line. Getting it from the gun. Has Lindsey on his right hip. Double wide out to the right side. Straight drop back by Kidney. He's under heavy pressure. Look out. Scrambling around. Gets the pass away. Just flings it over toward the sideline. Incomplete. That was just to avoid the safety.
I don't think in Jordan Kitna's wildest dreams he'd think about coming out of the back of an end zone in a snowbank to get back into the huddle.
It is a winter wonderland over there to the end zone to our right. See a few of the kids are sliding down on it, as you will do. I saw a guy sliding down the bleachers at halftime, Joe. It was incredible.
He just fell.
Did he? 3rd down and 10. They're going to run the ball off the right side of Lindsey, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage if he's lucky. And he took a shot at the bottom of the pile. He comes up angry. Somebody gave him the business on the tackle. So it's 4th down, and now we've talked about the adversity today that the punter, Justin Dwinell, has faced punting into the wind. Now he's going to be punting with the wind, but he's going to be right on the back line of the end zone here. See how Minnesota State attacks this. Looks like they're just going to go for set up the return here. Good snap. Kick is away to Wobbler. Takes a good bounce, and it's handled at the 50-yard line. Across the 45 to the 40, and that's about it.
Who makes a tackle? Kyle Rosenbrock playing special teams as a senior.
Parrish Morrow on the return. Did a good job there to be able to handle that ball on the second bounce at midfield. Save some field position.
You know, you tip your cap to all the Csu-Pueblo fans and parents and support staff that came along with the team and came up. They're sitting up in the stands. You know, this is a long way. This is a tough place to get to watch a game.
Might be even tougher getting out of here.
Don't say that.
1st and 10 for the Mavericks from the 40-yard line of the Thunderwolves. They lead the game 35-7, 11:02 to go here in the 4th quarter. Ikawa to play quarterback on this possession. Hands it off to the right side. And this is Taramina. And he's down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Taramina is usually the second man into the game after Gunn, but they went with Sleazer today. And Taramina and Sleazer are very similar type backs. Quick. Gunn's the hammer. But Gunn's had a couple fumbles today, so he's out of the game. And plus, Joe, he's taking the optimistic route for Gunn, saying resting him for next week.
I think you can check two boxes with that one and say, well, we'll send him a message and keep him healthy.
There you go. It's always good to accomplish two things with one move. Here's a non-run on the right side. Taramina inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Well, it's getting to that point of the game where the offensive line for Minnesota State starting to impose their will on the Thunderwolves. And when you lose that emotional edge to play hard, Joe, it just trying to push that snowball up the hill, and it's not working right now.
John Riston's a body language guy. He's not going to like the body language
not good
of his
here.
team right now.
Down to 9:50 to go here in the fourth quarter. Shift the tight ends to the left side of the formation. Taramina reigns the back. They're up under center this time. Play action. Rolling left, stepping back, firing back across. Almost intercepted by Rosenbrock. They had that play open earlier in the game when Ikawa missed him. But this time Rosenbrock read it, stayed there, and almost had the interception.
Yeah, he was so open the first time that he missed him. That time
he threw it into bad coverage, bad situation there.
That's a senior and recognizing.
So it's 2nd and 10 now for the Vikings. I did it.
How about the Mavericks?
It's been on the tip of my tongue all day, hasn't it?
I know.
Mavericks at the 15-yard line. We played the Vikings last week, too. Augustana.
Yeah.
Here's Ikawa up the middle, breaks the first tackle.
Maybe they'll change their logo for you.
Exactly. Down to the 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd down now and 5. You know, the game I would have liked to have seen was that Sioux Falls gave him a hell of a game. It was a 3-point game. It's been quite a battle. Of course, Sioux Falls took mines right down to the wire last week. And getting an update on that game, it's 20-3. Yep, 20-3. They're just heading to the fourth quarter in Golden. So not a scintillating day so far for the Armac. 3rd down and 5 for the Mavericks. Straight drop back by Ikawa. Looks left, fires over the middle. It should be intercepted, and it is by the Thunderwolves. They're going to try to return this thing. Augustino across the 10. 15 trying to get to the sideline. Why not try to make a play? He runs into the kicker's net across the way before he hits the bleachers across the way. There is no room whatsoever. Now a flag comes in.
Now that's 2 picks and a fumble recovery from Augustino today.
See who the penalty is going to be on here. There's not a lot of room between the sideline and the bleachers across the way. Just another one of the things about this facility that's troublesome for as good a program as they have. It's dangerous over there on that side.
This officiating crew out of the GNAC.
Yeah, they like to talk to each other. Here it is, dead ball call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Intercepting team number 33. After distance from the end of the run.
Christian Shaver.
Yeah, on the Thunderwolves, little chirp. I saw a couple of the Maverick players coming out of there giving the old chirping sign. You're all talk. So personal foul against the Thunderwolves. So this will move it back to the 10-yard line to start this possession. But credit Amu Akasatino. He's been the one of the stars today for the Thunderwolves, if you can have a star in a game when you're getting beat 35-7. But he's played well, held up his end of the bargain.
Amu and the punter. Justin Winnell, who's had a great season, by the way.
So they start from the gun. Kitten now, straight drop back, sets the wide receiver screen to Williams. Tries to work his way across the field, and he's submarined at about the 12-yard line. So a gain of 2 Paid a heavy price for those 2 yards, did Nick Williams. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 now for the Thunderwolves as the precipitation starts to intensify a little bit again here.
Jim, we do have to give a shout out. One, my wife's birthday today.
That's
Happy
right.
birthday, Lynn.
Well, you'll be home late. You can take her to a late dinner, Joe.
Yeah.
Straight drop back pressure. Kitten is sacked. Back at the 7-yard line. He was trying to get rid of it. Thought wisely to just eat it, and he took a pretty good shot there at the end. Sacked back inside the 10.
Came down awkwardly. You know, he's got that knee problem.
Well, we haven't seen Gunnar Lamphere at all here in the second half. Wonder if there's something up there.
Well, he's not doing the signs either.
So 3rd down now and 13 for the Thunderwolves. Getting a straight drop. Here comes pressure off the edge. They flush him. He's got all kinds of room up the right side. He's going to run it. But then he's taken down, and a flag comes down. Going to get a roughing the passer penalty at the 15-yard line. He was just trying to skate his way out of bounds. And, you know, you can't fault the defender too much over there because his footing is not great, and he kind of just hip-checked him there. We're in hockey land.
But he was a foot out of bounds, too.
The old-fashioned hip check, Joe. They want to outlaw that in some respects.
After the play, personal foul. Get hit out of bounds. Defense, number 49. 15 yards back to the line. Automatic first down.
So that'll give the Thunderwolves a first down out around the 30-yard line. You know it was great on the old hip check, Joe? I know you're Mr. Hockey aficionado.
Oh, yeah.
Rob Blake, Stanley Cup winner
Sure.
for the Avalanche.
Sure.
Came over from L.A. That was his specialty, the old hip check.
He was huge.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line for the Thunderwolves. And there's all kinds of move. I think there was movement before that. You can see the Mavericks pointing at the Thunderwolves line saying, hey, did you see the false start? Then the Thunderwolves did false start eventually.
That's when James Parker, the center, forgot. He's like, did somebody go? No, somebody. Do I got? When do I snap?
Maybe not. Yeah, because everybody was moving, but the ball didn't move.
See, but so they can blame everybody but him.
Yeah, it's my ball. I'll snap it when I want to. 1st and 15 now at the 25-yard line. 6:50 to go here in the 4th quarter. Thunderwolves trail at 35-7. Play action. Getting sets in the pocket. Here comes pressure, and he goes down.
Face mask. No, that's a face mask. He pulled his head back.
Well, they'll sort it all out here. Should be a 15-yard mark off here against the Mavericks. Guilty party, Jordan Bergman, senior out of Elgin, Illinois. Marks it out to the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 there for the Thunderwolves. Around to 6:40 to go here in the 4th quarter. They trail at 35-7. So this drive aided so far by 2 personal foul calls on the Mavericks. Trips to the left, single wide out right. Lindsey the lone back next to Kitten on his left hip, straight drop back. Deep drop, setting up the middle screen. It's complete to Lindsey. He's across midfield. Full head of steam. He's across the 40, down to about the 35-yard line. Marcus Lindsey on the grab. Thunderbolts did a great job that time. You could see Kitten taking a few steps back, trying to set that up, trying to get that line sucked into him.
Give Max Fine credit, blocking receiver on the outside right there.
So it's down to the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves. 6:10 to go now here in the 4th quarter, 35-7. Mavericks on top. Trips to the left, single wide out right for the Pack. Kidna takes the snap, quarterback draw this time. Going to run it up in there. He's hit and thrown backwards, man, with utter disdain after a gain of about a yard. That is some strength right there by Braden Thomas.
You know why Thomas did that? Because he can.
That's right. Let me just show you how strong I am.
It's one of those. This is why I was in the weight room all those mornings.
2nd down and 9 now for the Thunderwolves.
Minnesota State just a total prevent. Everybody's back. keep the play in front of you.
Amon Johnson in motion, the left side of the formation. Straight drop back by Kitna. Here comes pressure again. He spins out of it, though. He's got some room up this left side. He's got a blocker. Gets across the 35, but he's chased down by the defensive lineman. Not only is he big and strong, Joe, he's pretty fast as well. As Braden Thomas able to chase down Jordan Kitna. That showed me something right there.
Very impressive. That's not only was the speed impressive, but the attitude, the no-quit attitude.
Yeah, and the effort, exactly.
Coming from the backside like that.
So it's going to be third down now from the 33-yard line. I thought that was going to be easy for Kitna to gain 10, 15 yards up that left sideline, but Braden Thomas having none of that. Trips to the right this time as the ball's on the left hash mark.
Play clock down to 2.
Play action. They look right, pump fake. Now go up the right sideline. That's going to be intercepted and dropped. Right through the hands of the safety. He was standing there all alone. And Lucas Burrington just unable to secure the deal.
Well, that was the only person in that route was Isaiah Diggs, and he was running to the corner. And Jordan Kitna didn't have enough on it to get it to where he had to go. That was underthrown by 10 yards.
So fourth down now for the Thunderwolves. Last gasp time here with 4:25 to go in this fourth quarter. Michi comes into the game.
Play clock down to 6.
And they don't get it off. This has been a false start. It's going to be a false start to delay a game, whatever you want here. False start on the Thunderwolves. If they don't false start, it's going to be a delay of game. So either way, you're going to get the 5-yard mark off. As Kitna was frantic there trying to get him to snap the ball. So now it's fourth down and 12 for the Thunderwolves from the 38-yard line. Crowd comes to its feet here. They want a fourth down stand right here. Straight drop back by Kitna. Looking down the middle, nobody open. Now steps up in the pocket and is sacked back at the 43-yard line, and the ball will go over on downs. There's nobody open down the field. He only had one receiver deep in the pattern. He was triple covered. Max Fine was down around the 10-yard line, but there was no window to squeeze it into.
I think Jordan Kitna was kind of resigned to the fact that he was going to go down. There wasn't a lot of burst after that. And I see Gunnar Lampier over there. He looks healthy. He just doesn't look like he's being playing right now.
It's like a coach's decision here in this second half. There's the guy sliding down. Look at he almost took out a fan, right? Or maybe that's his dad. Says, you go ahead and slide down 10 rows and I'll catch you right here, son.
That's good work right there. That's how you get on SportsCenter.
Right, exactly. First and 10 from the 43-yard line. Straight run here off the right side. And it's Schlichty on the carry to about the 45-yard line. So a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8. Minnesota State, if they get they pick up one first down here, I think they can just go into victory formation. That's the way the clock will start doing the math here. 3:45 to go. Might have to get 2 first downs, I guess. And they give it up the middle.
James Maxey with a nice pop on that one.
Sleezer, the ball carrier. He's across the 45 to the 47-yard line.
You have to give Todd Hotfer and his staff credit, though. You take that week off, you get your guys healthy, get them ready to play. You come in here, you get out to a 14-point lead, and it's on. And they did a great job in what they had to do. So, and they're a good team. That's where you got to. You can't say that enough because they are.
Yeah, you come in here, you got to play close to perfect to beat them, and anything less than perfect, you're going to find your situation where you are right now if you're the Thunderwolves. Play action, you're going to run the ball around the right side. Schlichty puts his head down, dives forward. He's got the first down.
Jackson Wibbles is like, really? I've given it all I can for 4 years.
He might be hurt. They're calling for the training. I think he was just laying down and
he's
saying,
exhausted.
You know what? Yep. So all that work's come down to this. He says, do I have to go out of the game? He goes, yep. So he's going to head to the sideline.
That's a guy who's given it all.
What a career. What a career. That could be a guy, could be one of those Hall of Famers down the line.
That's an RMAC. He was the RMAC Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, we had that Hall of Fame banquet here about a month ago, and you start, when you're looking at players out here right now, you look at guys who are going to be the guys that get into the Hall of Fame, 15, 20, 25 years from now. There's a guy right there, Jackson Wibbles, probably be one of those guys. I'd nominate him.
Easy. Yeah, easy.
And, of course, Emery Taylor, I haven't called his name much today, but...
he's been on the other side.
Yeah.
Marcus Lawrence has drawn Zylstra all game long. So Emery Taylor's kind of been, in backup coverage.
Here's the handoff up the middle.
As he makes a tackle right there on Sleazer. He's going to leave Csu-Pueblo as their all-time leader in interceptions. Did that last week by taking one to the house.
Right.
Or was it 2 weeks ago?
Did it in style. That was 2 weeks ago, I guess. Last regular season game.
They all run together right now. Been a long season.
Well, Joe, all this guarantees is yours truly to be on a bus next week for basketball. Looking forward to it, though. New era. Here's the handoff again up the middle. Everybody just jumps on the pile. It should be, the ball comes out, but I think the whistle blown. Yes, it had. And it will be a first down to the 36-yard line. And now Minnesota State can go into that victory formation here. Just take a knee a couple times, and that'll do it.
Yeah, they played well today. I mean,
they deserve it. They're a great outfit.
Very good football team.
Down under a minute to go now. They may only have to do this one time with doing the math here. I think they can let that clock run down, just kind of take one step back, take the knee, and that should do it, I believe. They do take the knee. Now the guy on the play clock needs to just hold his feet. Yeah, he did. Yeah. Did a great job there. Yep. So now the game will be over.
Don't even have to snap it.
Well, I think, you're looking at it, if they're just a little out of sync, they may have to do this one more time. If not, they're going to call it good.
Yeah,
officials, they say, let's not even give anybody a choice to do it. Let's just head out to the field and call it good. So the teams make their way out toward midfield to congratulate each other. Minnesota State wins it. They defeat the Thunderwolves 35-7. Stay tuned for our Thunderwolves postgame show. It comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato. The final score here, Minnesota State saluting their fans. They defeat the Thunderwolves 35-7. And now the Thunderwolves have to add insult to injury, have to make the long walk, have to cross the thoroughfare and then walk another 50 yards or so to the auxiliary gym over there where they have the locker room and into the Gloman, Joe.
Yeah, it's not a fun trip, and we'll be on the team plane here as soon as we get back up to Minneapolis, and I'm sure it'll be a quiet ride, quiet flight back to Pueblo.
All right, we'll come back after this timeout. We'll have the highlights for you. There weren't a lot of them for the Thunderwolves, but we'll give you the scoring plays and wrap up this ball game right after this timeout. Thunderwolves postgame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato. Thunderwolves go down to defeat here 35-7. Benny's been busy all afternoon long getting our highlight packages ready to go, and it didn't start off well for the Thunderwolves as Minnesota State hit on a long touchdown run. Double wide out left this time, single wide out right, empty backfield. Schlichty will just take the straight carry right to the middle. He's got the first down and more. He's into the secondary, across the 15, 10, 5, touchdown Mavericks. It's a straight follow play that time by Schlichty, and he broke through the line of scrimmage and races on into the end zone to get Minnesota State on the board here early. Extra point was good, made it 7-0 at that point. Thunderwolves unable to do much on their next offensive possession. Minnesota State took over, but it was a chance for Acasatino. Had a good day. Looks over the middle, fires down the middle of the field. He's got a man open. Deflected, intercepted by Acasatino for the Thunderwolves at the 40-yard line. Ball was deflected by the intended receiver, and it kind of slowed it up, and Acasatino with good hands there alertly hauls it in. The Thunderwolves take over at the 41-yard line. Thunderwolves unable to take advantage of that turnover. Again, Minnesota State able to get the ball back and moved it wisely down the field against the Thunderwolves. But again, the Thunderwolves defense came up with a big play. Draw play to Gunn right up the middle. He's got a big hole. He's inside the 5. Bangs his way to the end zone. Ball comes out maybe. Let's see what they say here. I think it's Thunderwolves football at the 1-yard line. They ripped the ball away from Gunn. On the tack, it'll be Thunderwolves football at the 1-yard line. It was Luke Conalog able to come up with the recovery there for the Thunderwolves, preventing the touchdown. But again, the Thunderwolves offense struggled in the first half, and a bad play resulted in this. He's on his left hip, straight drop back. Look over the middle, intercepted. At the 20-yard line, he threw it right to him. Threw it behind Max Fine and right into the hands of Zach Robertson.
Bad throw on Jordan Kittner's part.
So the ball went over to Minnesota State, and they were able to take advantage on this play. Hands it off the gun around the line side. Big opening to the goal line. They try to rip it free again. He's close. Touchdown.
That's the exact same play they ran that they turned the ball over on.
Extra point was good. Thunderwolves then on their next possession. Jordan Kittner faced heavy pressure all afternoon long. Drop back by Kittner. Here comes pressure, gets the pass away. He's hit right as he threw. The ball's intercepted at midfield. He got hit right as he was ready to deliver. The ball fluttered out toward midfield and is picked off by the Mavericks at the 49-yard line. And that turnover would lead to this touchdown. And this waltzes on into the end zone. It's 20-0. Mavericks. Thunderwolves didn't get the ball back late in the first half, and finally the offense showed some signs of life. Takes the snap. He'll give it right up the middle. Nice hold. Nice move there across the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, down to the 1-yard line. Just short of the end zone goes Marcus Lindsay. They were able to keep him out of the end zone, but only for one play because this time it was Nick Bingham. He was able to make the first couple of guys miss, and when he gets the momentum, look out. First and goal from the 1-yard line for the Thunderwolves. Bingham into the ball game. He's going to get the carry up the middle, and he hits in there, falls into the end zone, touchdown. And the extra point was good, made it 21-7 as we went to the locker room. At that point, the decision we talked about to start the second half, Thunderwolves had to decide whether they wanted to take the wind in the third quarter or allow Minnesota State to have the ball and the win in the third quarter. They decided to roll the dice perhaps and stop Minnesota State and give them the wind in the third quarter, but it backfired on them. Actually, the 26 is where we're going to mark it. So it'll be second down now and 15 for the Mavericks. Kind of a stack formation to the left, two right receivers right on the hash mark. One receiver right, straight drop back by a Cowler. Here comes a late safety blitz down the middle, wide open. Here goes Zylstra across the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Mavericks.
Jim, it was a double move inside then up, and it was run to perfection. Agostino bought on the first one and couldn't catch up.
Well, it was Zylstra's 15th touchdown reception of the year for the All-American. The Thunderwolves not able to mount much of an attack in the second half, and finally the 5th touchdown of the day for Mankato. They leave Sleazer in the game. High snap taken by Akawa, and he's hit in the backfield, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, fights his way to the end zone, touchdown!
That's embarrassing right now, Jim. That's a terrible effort.
And Akawa breaking about 3 different tackles on that run into the end zone. It wasn't all bad for the Thunderwolves. One player on defense making a big play again late. Drop back by Akawa. Looks left, fires over the middle. It should be intercepted, and it is by the Thunderwolves. They're going to try to return this thing. Acasatino across the 10, 15, trying to get to the sideline. Why not try to make a play? He runs into the kicker's net across the way before he hits the bleachers across the way. There is no room whatsoever. Now a flag comes in.
Now that's 2 picks and a fumble recovery for Amu Augustino today.
And definitely, if you had to have a player of the game in a defeat 35-7, Amu Akasatino was that. We'll come back. We'll give you the numbers right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Mankato. Thunderwolves go down to defeat here 35-7. Elsewhere in Super Region 4, Mines, they were outplaying Commerce in the first half, but they turned it over 3 times, eventually trailed 7-3 at halftime. Well, it's gotten even worse for them. They're now down 23-3. There's only a couple minutes to go in that ball game up in Golden. So it'll be A&M Commerce making the trip up here to Mankato next Saturday in the Super Region 4 final in the round of 8 in the NCAA tournament. Here are the other scores in Division 2 today. Notre Dame defeated Kutztown 23-17. Ferris State over Central Missouri 37-10. Slippery Rock defeats Shepherd 51-30. West Florida pulls off the big upset of the day, knocking off the number 1 team in the country. They defeat Valdosta State 38-35. Lenore Ryan over Carson Newman 41-21. That's actually late fourth quarter. It's about to go final. Northwest Missouri late fourth quarter leads Lindenwood 63-7. Amongst the big boys, they will give the in-progress scores right now. Alabama leads Auburn in the Iron Bowl 10-7. Baylor all over Kansas. They lead there 24-0. Penn State over Rutgers 7-3. A game of local interest here in Minnesota. The Gophers lead Wisconsin 7-3. 8:56 to go in the second quarter in Minneapolis. Oregon leads Oregon State 10-3. Stanford leads Notre Dame in the first quarter 10-7. Georgia defeats Georgia Tech 52-7. Clemson all over South Carolina today 38-3. That's a final. Ohio State defeats Michigan 56-27. Some other games tonight. A&M is at LSU. Iowa State will be at K-State. Florida State's at Florida. Colorado is at Utah. That's the big ABC game tonight. Oklahoma is against Oklahoma State. Yesterday, Virginia Tech lost to Virginia 39-30. Iowa defeated Nebraska 27-24, and Boise State over Colorado State 31-24. Memphis defeated Cincinnati 34-24. Appalachian State over Troy 48-13. High school scores, Joe, you got those for me again?
South was down 24-21 in the fourth, and Pueblo West was getting beat by 3 scores at Pine Creek.
All right, we'll see if we might be able to get a little update that on the other side of this break. We'll come back. We're going to wrap things up. We'll wrap up our season of Thunderwolves football. Tell you what we're going to be doing for basketball here shortly. They're rolling the tarp out onto the field here to keep this field warm and cozy for the playoffs next week. Back to wrap things up right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
CSU Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back here to Mankato, Minnesota. Thunderwolves season comes to an end today. They'd lose to Mankato State, or Minnesota State actually. 35-7 is the final. It's always tough, Joe, in these situations to try to put a positive spin on things. But when you look at it, Thunderwolves is another great season. Just didn't end up with a win in the final game, and it's only ended that way once. But it can't diminish what they accomplished again this year.
No, a very, very good season. And I think we gloss over it because it happened so often this year. They were decimated by injury.
Yes.
If any team in Division II suffers the injuries to the level of players that CSU Pueblo lost for weeks at a time, if not the season, they would have been devastated. That's how badly CSU Pueblo was injured. They didn't bring their leading running back and one of their top receivers into this game against a team of Minnesota State caliber. And that's how they've been all season long. And I don't want to make light of that, but you also have to understand that this is Division II. They don't just grow on trees. Yeah. And this was a very good football team. I thought John Riston and his staff did a great job with these guys. I thought he got a lot out of these players and found different ways to win games when he needed to. And, you lost in a tough place to play against a very good team.
Well, the old moral of the story is, you got to play home games if you want to advance in this level, and you got to try to do all you can to get that bye as well. That helps things immensely. But the Thunderwolves will go right back to the drawing board. They've got a lot of weapons coming back next year. They got some holes to fill on the defensive side, but as they so often do, and that's what John Riston has done with his whole staff, and the program. It is a program, and they just continue to reload. They continue putting themselves in the situations they are like today where you don't get the results you wanted, but, man, you got to get to the situation.
Yeah, some programs have to rebuild every year, every 3 or 4 years because it's cyclic, because they lose a guy or a year. Hey, CSU-Pueblo doesn't rebuild. They reload. And there's guys waiting in the wings to get some playing time.
And it'll be interesting to see, as we always do when this situation happens. When you lose this game, you kind of follow to see what happens in the weeks to come. And Minnesota State, they've been snake bitten. They haven't been able to win this ultimate prize here under Todd Hoffner. They got beat by the Thunderwolves in 14. The next year they lost in the first round, a tough game. They made it to the semis another time and weren't able to do it. So we'll see if they can get over the hump and finally do the job. They're going to face Texas A&M Commerce right here, back here at Blake next week.
And they'll have some CSU-Pueblo Commerce film to look at.
Exactly right.
You'll see what did CSU-Pueblo do to them that we can do to them, and there's a blueprint on how to win that game. But I measure teams on how good I think they are. This is the best team CSU-Pueblo has played this year by far.
All right. Well, that puts a bow on this season. We thank everybody involved with CSU-Pueblo football for all the hard work they do for us all year long. And my partner, Joe Cervi. We'll remind you, we'll have the John Riston Show for you on Wednesday night. It'll be the season finale of that. We'll celebrate this fine season for the Thunderwolves and look forward to the future. Once again, that'll be at the Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House, 6 o'clock on Wednesday night. Come on out and celebrate another fine year of Thunderwolves football with us right here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Means we transition now into basketball season. We'll be on the air next Friday night. We'll be in Alamosa as the RMAC opener for the Thunderwolves. They take on Adams State. It'll be 5:15 for the women. The Tommy Johnson era underway for the women. That'll be our first chance to see his ball club in action here on AM 1350. The women tip at 5:30, and then Matt Hammer and the men will take on Adams State on Friday night at 7:30. We make the trip over the pass over Wolf Creek. Will be in Durango next Saturday. Same times, 5:15 with the pregame show, 5:30 for the women, 7:30 for the men as they take on Fort Lewis as we start our 22-game RMAC basketball marathon. And that gets underway next week here on Fox Sports Pueblo. Benny Bashman, our producer and engineer today of Thunderwolves football, has been with us for the most part all season long. We had Tom Rose as well, and as well as the one named female, Rhea. That's right. She was with us for a couple weeks, and we enjoyed her hard work. Thank everybody at AM 1350, Nick Donovan and everybody else as far as at iHeart Media for all their help all season long. Dax Larson, the Associate Athletic Director in charge of media relations, gets us all the information we need all season long, does great work. He's made the trip here today with the Thunderwolves as well. Sean Pooley back keeping everything in order, his assistant back in Pueblo. And, of course, the athletic director, Paul Plinsky. We enjoy working for Paul, and he makes everything so easy for us. And just a pleasure to be around a true professional like Paul Plinsky. I think we should thank Kevin Schreiber, Joe, for this season from Farmers Insurance, all the help he did for us logistics-wise, getting us to where we needed to be all season long with our Thunderwolves broadcasts, and got us where, traveling. And today he's been our Uber driver as well.
Yep.
He's waiting for us patiently over there as we make our way back to the airport to make our way back to Pueblo. If you want to greet the Thunderwolves tonight at the airport, they should get in between 8:30 and 9:30. Can't give you a more exact time than that. Maybe we'll tweet that out when we're from the airport. When the wheels are basically going up, we can figure out the time from there. So we'll try to tell you that. So watch Joe and my Twitter feed later on in the evening if you want to meet the Thunderwolves and greet them back at the airport. Joe, your final thoughts?
That was a great season. Jim, you and I have done this a long time. Looking forward to doing more of it because it's great. And CSU Pueblo has great fans. They have a great program. Risto's been great to us and with us for a long time, and it's fun. It's why we do it, is because we do it because it's fun.
It is fun indeed, and it's a pleasure working with you, Joe, buddy. We'll see you on the way home. We'll tear things down here again
quickly.
Yes, producer and engineer today at Thunderwolves Footballs. He's been all season long, Benny Bash. Thank you, Benny, for all the hard work. For my partner, Joe Cervi, I'm Jim Brooks, reminding you of the final score here today. Thunderwolves go down to defeat 35-7. We'll talk to you Wednesday night from the Thunder Zone. Until then, good evening from Mankato.